All right. Today, we're going to be touching on social media analysis and how you can use social media to analyze what people are saying about your brand, about your competitors. This time today, we're going to be focusing on Reddit and Twitter. So first, we're going to be showing you the outcome, what you're going to be able to build at the end of this video. And this is precisely this thread that you're showing. So this is outside. Can you tell us more about what's going on here, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, in a few seconds, I ask for a report on what is the vibe around my brand on X and Reddit, and ask for some strengths and weaknesses and ad ideas. So you can see, boom, what people are saying about the brand, what the members are saying, competitor weaknesses for each, and then at the end, 9 ad angles that I can start using immediately for our paid campaigns. How about that, Robin?
So welcome to Let's Cook. This is a YouTube series where we are building in public. We're building this product called Outside.ai. And as we're building Outside, we're looking into how to build agents to manage paid ads. And we're looking at how to automate all that. A big source of ideas for advertising is what are people saying on social media? Reddit is a big source, Twitter as well. It's not only about you and like what people like, what are people careful about, what are the main objections that you can address in your ads, but also what are they saying about your competitors or the entire market. So for today's videos, we're going to be using as a guinea pig a company called Real Roots. It's a company we like a lot. I'm a personal investor. They're killers. They're really, really good. And it's an app to help women make friends. The goal for today is to create a system, and Thibaut will tell you more about this, to query social media straight from Claude so that we're able to generate new ad ideas straight from Claude using a service called Apify. We're not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video. They're not paying us. They didn't ask us to record this. It's just a tool that we use among a lot of other tools, but it's a very, very good tool to prototype. And I feel like a lot of people will enjoy this. So before we go into Apify, there is this nugget, Thibaut, that you found that I don't think a lot of people know about. It's called Reddit Answers. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I was blown away when I discovered that there is an LLM connected to Reddit already, and it's called Reddit Answers. And there's no API for it, unfortunately, to my knowledge. So that's why Apify comes in super handy, because there's a scraper for Reddit Answers. And essentially, you can ask Reddit anything. It's called Reddit Answers. And when you ask a question, let's say, tell me what are people saying about Real Roots, and then focus on the positive and give me 10 ads ideas for our paid campaigns. If you ask that, it's going to look into all the subreddits and come back with positive experiences highlighted by Redditors, areas of improvements, and boom, 10 ad ideas. And that's like a golden nugget. You can start using this instantly to research, see what people like, dislike, look at competitors to inform your ad strategies.
Well, so we'll include the link to Reddit Answers. Again, as you said, the main problem with that, and it's the same problem with Twitter, is you can't query this straight from Claude. There's no direct integration. You have to find a way to connect that to Claude. The bridge that we use to do this for now is this company called Apify. So can you tell us more about them and kind of plus and minuses of using Apify and how to use it?
Yeah, for sure. So I came across Apify 6 months ago when I was prototyping something, and I thought it was a lifesaver. Essentially, it's a marketplace for scrapers. There are APIs that exist, such as, for instance, the Grok API provide an API endpoint to search the X discussions. So if you wanted to do a social listening on X, you can just call the API. There's a lot of services that don't expose an API, such as Reddit Answers. So you can just search on Apify. There's a store. We're going to search for Reddit Answers. And when you search for that, there's a scraper. Now, what are the pros and cons? The pros, like you said, Rob, extremely easy to get started. In seconds, you can start leveraging these endpoints and prototyping apps, whether it's with Claude Code or Claude with the MCP we're going to show you in a second. It is also extremely vast. So time to market with that, immediate, extremely powerful. Some of the cons is cost. We have been using Apify for a while, and some scrapers are more expensive than others. And sometimes, personally, I've discovered some bills that were a little bit higher. It's not against Apify. I understand there's reasons for the price, but you want to check which one you want to use. And in some ways, if you have high usage, you might want to look into the cost.
The next thing we are going to look into is actually building our own scrapers using Apify, because apparently you use this public library, so you're paying people to create the scrapers. If you're able to recreate the scrapers, you're going to save money on the kind of third party person you're paying for that. So that's the next
Right.
thing we're going to look into to reduce the bill on our side. How do you connect Apify to Claude? How does it work?
So to connect Claude to Apify, it's super simple. If you watched our previous videos, we hope you did, we talked about connecting the Shopify MCP or the Canva MCP and various MCPs to Claude. So if you go in the customization for Claude and connectors, and you go for browse connectors, and you search for Apify, you will find that connector. You will click install. Here, I installed it already. I click the plus button. That's why I have now a little gear. And if you go into the gear and you can see the details, you can install or uninstall it. And when you will install it, it will ask you for an API key, as always. So what you got to do is just sign up on the Apify website. You put a credit card, and then you're ready to go. You have your token. Once you have your Apify token, you paste it here, and you're ready to go.
That's as simple. Okay.
It's as simple. Now, how do we query it? How does that work? Well, remember, if you have used MCPs at this point, you just ask, the LLM to do something that's related to the MCP, and usually it figures it out. With Apify, you have to do something specific, which is that when you found a specific scraper, that scraper has a name. So in this example, our scraper is called Lexis Solutions Reddit Answers Scraper. I don't know why I have 2 times scraper, but you get the idea. You have to just help the MCP. It has thousands of scrapers. So what we did here is very simple. We ask with the Apify MCP and this scraper that I found, tell me what people are saying about real roots and focus on the positive and give me 10 ad ideas for our paid campaign. It searched the available tools. The MCP was able to search, to crawl their database, find the scraper. One thing that's really, annoying when you do it with Claude Code, you're going to have to essentially inspect the data that's returned and build some parsing. Claude Code is going to do that for you. But with the MCP, it already provides that to Claude out of the box through the documentation API. The Claude is able to know exactly before calling it what the data is going to look like. And look at that. Boom, I've got this rich data back. Here's what people are saying and 10 ad ideas for paid campaign ready to use in Claude. How about that?
I love this. This is pretty easy. Can you go back on Apify and show us the other type of scrapers we could use here? We've used one for Twitter. Is there any on like Instagram and TikTok as well?
So amongst my favorites, there's a G2 scraper. That's extremely powerful. So you can look at the reviews.
For people who don't know, G2 is a TripAdvisor for SaaS. So people can leave reviews on the products they use. Amazing, because you get a lot of insights both on yourself, on your company, and on your competitors. What are people saying?
Absolutely. Another one that I've used, I don't think I've showed you this, Rob, but in a previous job, I used the YouTube comment scraper, which was extremely powerful. Essentially what I did is I was searching for all the videos related to Dia on YouTube. I received the name, the URL of the videos. And then I passed to this scraper, I said, give me all the comments to these 100 videos. And then it gave me all the comments back, and I passed that to Opus, and I generated a report of the feeling and the vibe and basically amongst all the comments on YouTube videos. This is amazing.
So good. So in AdSide, we also built the App Store reviews. Do we use Apify for this?
So we haven't hooked it up, but this is also something you can see if you do App Store reviews. There's many actors, they call them actors. The reason why you've got multiple ones is because you've got different developers that have built different versions, and some are better than others with different prices. So you'll have to look, and you've got reviews, and you can actually search by reviews. So basically filter them by popularity. And so you can actually do that, and then you'll see the number of stars. So for instance, if you're doing a scraper for Google Maps or YouTube, whatever you pick, you can see the number of users. The ones that have the most users, obviously with the most number of stars, are really legit. And so that's a strong indicator if you want to use these.
Amazing. All right, that's a great one. I feel like in a few minutes, we're able to connect Claude to Apify, get reviews from Reddit, from TikTok, from Twitter, from X, from G2.
From anything.
From anything, and use that to generate new ad ideas. So that's amazing. Thanks, Thibaut. Great cooking today. Great recipe.
How about this challenge, Rob? Give me something you want to connect to, and let's see if it's possible. Let's end on that note. You can connect Claude to anything.
I want to connect TikTok.
Okay, you want to connect TikTok? Boom. All right, there you go. Profile scraper. You've got comment scraper. You've got hashtag scraper, video scraper. You've got it all, Rob. So I'll let you cook.
Okay. And if you're also too afraid of building all of that, and if you're intimidated of building all of that, we're already providing this into AdSide. So obviously, feel free to check AdSide, and we're going to keep on sharing what we're building with AdSide. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next episode of Let's Cook.
Hey, bye, guys.